What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the Handsome Boy's newest video. Today I'm going to be reacting to this video called 40 Differences in Treatment Between a Sub5, Normie, and Chad. So we have 3 different categories based on their attractiveness. So people that are pretty not good looking, people that are normal looking, and people that are good looking. How would they be treated differently? Let me try to imagine that first. I think if you are very handsome, people are just going to feel happier around you. People are going to like you more. Whereas if you are a normal looking person, maybe people are not going to really care too much about you. And if you are bad looking, I feel like people are either going to not really care about you or they're going to be a little put off by you. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys like me? That's the question. If the answer is yes, maybe I deserve to be put in the chat category.
1. Normies are in the 4 to 6 out of 10 range of looks and are considered
So I guess he's trying to let people understand what do the words mean separately.
average. Chads are a 7 and above and are considered highly attractive. Sub-5s are a 3 or below and considered unattractive.
Actually, I feel like the man on the bottom right in the Sub5 category is pretty cute. This bald guy right here. What do you guys think? And I feel like the guy on the bottom right of the normie category, should he be in the normie category? I feel like he kind of deserves to be in the Sub5 category. This is a little off topic, by the way. Just wanted to talk about that. What do you guys think? I feel like I have seen this guy on the bottom right of the chat category. Is he a YouTuber?
2. Normies typically experience neutral treatment from women.
Wow, I guess he's going to talk about what I just talked about.
Chads receive positive feedback and sub-5s are met with repulsion.
Are they met with repulsion? Are people not polite like that? I feel like some people are going to be repulsed in their mind, but they're not really going to show that. Let me know what you guys think.
3. Normies get rejected the majority of the time they show interest in a girl. Sub-5s always get rejected. Chads get accepted a lot and in fact sometimes have women reaching out to them.
Wow, so Chad is the only category that have women reaching out to them. Is that true? I feel like that's pretty true. Because if you are a normie or a sub5, do women have reasons to reach out to you? When it comes to the rejection and acceptance rate, I don't really know. I feel like a problem for many people is that they're just afraid of trying. So you don't even know if you are going to be rejected or accepted. But I think a Chad's success rate is definitely higher if he tries to tell a girl that he likes her. Let me talk about my own experience. I feel like I haven't really confessed to a girl before. But there have definitely been cases where I was talking to a girl and the girl started to seem less and less interested. So I was kind of like rejected in a not obvious way. But if I would have been a Chad, maybe things are going to be smoother. This is also psychological. I feel like my past self was not very confident. And if I would have been more confident, maybe I would have been able to interact with girls more easily, more successfully. And my looks could have been the same. But it was hard for me to feel confident at that time. I wasn't really healthy.
4. When men ask women about their looks, normies will typically be told phrases like, "You're fine and there's nothing wrong with you." Meanwhile, Chads will be told, "You're really attractive, who's the lucky lady?" Then sub-5s are told, "One day you'll find the right person and make her really happy."
I guess he's trying to say that we comment on these 3 different groups differently. So we are going to say that Chads are attractive, normie are normal, and we are not going to be too direct talking to sub-5s. We are not really going to be commenting on their looks, it looks like.
5. According to my Fiverr face rating data, 77% of men are classed as normies. The bottom
Wow.
14% are classed as sub-5s, while just the top 9% of men fall into the Chad category.
So I guess you should be proud of yourself if you're a sub-5, because you are more rare. I think this kind of curve has a term, right? Normal distribution curve or something?
6. Normies can overcome rejections if he finds a woman who has a specific type. For sub-5s, there is no such thing as types as they are too unattractive. As for Chads, most girls will unknowingly have a type that resembles a Chad and wrongly assume their preference is unique, when in reality it is the man they are attracted to and not the type. 7.
Interesting. I guess you are saying that you can hone in on a specific interest and you are going to come off a certain way, and that can make you more attractive if you are more than a normie, right? That's what he was trying to say, right?
Another way normies can overcome rejections is by gym maxing.
Gym
In other
maxing.
words, building a highly aesthetic body. Meanwhile, chads can still excel in dating with or without the gym. Then,
I mean, I feel like if your body is too skinny as a man, even if your face is attractive, it can still be pretty detrimental.
for sub-5s, going to the gym has little to no impact as it is seen as compensating.
Wow, it's hard to say, I feel like. But I'd say many people are going to feel like, these people are compensating, even though they maybe don't really say this out loud. Or maybe people are going to be feeling that way subconsciously. But I'm sure there are also going to be people that pretty respect people like that, right? Respect people who work out hard, no matter how they look.
8. Height is a big factor and can change the category you're in. For
What the
example,
hell?
a Chad who is 5'6" is roughly equivalent to an average height normie who is also near the same level to a 6'4" sub-5.
I wonder how he found this picture. So he's saying that these three people are of the same attractiveness. I mean, well, yeah, the guy on the most right, he's definitely a little too short compared to the other two. So that's definitely a minus. Yeah, it's hard to decide because I feel like the guy in the middle is a little too not attractive. So are you going to say that he's of the same attractiveness as the two other people just because he's taller? I will say the man on the most left is the most cute. And then the second most attractive person in this picture is going to be the man on the right. And then the last one is going to be the man in the middle. That's my own take, even though he's taller.
9. When it comes to dating apps, normies can expect to get anywhere from 1 to 3 matches per day. Chads will get 10 plus, sub-5s will get none besides the occasional scam bot or
Oh my
Instagram
god,
clout chaser.
that's so sad. I mean, I guess that can be pretty correct. According to my own experience, I feel like I reside in the sub 5 and normie category. I don't really remember what the situation was like when I was using dating apps, but I will say it was not easy for me to get matches. It's sad.
10. If a normie tells a joke, it will be laughed at by girls only if it is funny. Meanwhile, for sub-5s, all of their jokes will be seen as weird or creepy. Then for chads,
I feel like this is a bit of a stretch. If your joke is genuinely good, I think people are still going to acknowledge that, even if you are not the most attractive person in the world.
their jokes will be voluntarily laughed at by women no matter how bad or offensive it is. 11.
So basically, he's saying that people are going to just be unconditionally nice to chats and be unconditionally mean to sub 5.
Normies often have a place in women's lives as being used for attention. For chads, the roles are reversed and women are competing for his attention. Then for sub-5s, they don't even have a place in these games as women don't want to be associated with them.
What does that mean? Is he saying that sub 5s don't try to chase girls? I didn't really understand. I feel like most of the Simps are sub 5. A lot of normies are pretty chill, and the chats are just having their good life. That's my take.
12. When a man approaches a woman, the most common rejection type for normies are soft rejections. For example, sorry, I have a boyfriend. Sub-5s too will get a lot of these soft rejections but will also experience the occasional hard rejection, such as move along creep before I call security.
I think it has a lot to do with the mental state of the girl being approached. If the girl is a nice person, she's not going to do something like that, unless the way you approach them is really not okay.
Lastly, for chads, rejections aren't as regular, they'll get accepted a lot and in fact can
Yay,
sometimes
Chad.
have women approaching them. To put it more simply, chads get accepted by women, normies get friend-zoned by women,
Oh my god.
sub-5s get harshly rejected by women. 14. A common theme
I feel like I always didn't really have female friends growing up. I was always shy to talk to girls. But if I was more confident, I feel like girls are going to be pretty open to hanging out with me. I'm not trying to brag. That's just what I feel like. Because some girls would pretty like me in the past.
Feature of Chads is their sharp jawline, a
Sharp
jawline
jawline.
that is square with good definition. Most normies have average looking or rounded jawlines. Sub5s typically have recessed and asymmetrical jawlines.
So he's saying that jawline can make or break a person. If you have a bad jawline, maybe you're pretty much just going to be a sub5, right? I have seen some people with pretty bad facial development, but their eye area is pretty good. And for some reason, they still look pretty attractive. Like you can tell that their face is pretty not good when it comes to the development, but they are still overall pretty attractive. Maybe this rule only works for white people. I don't know what you guys think, but I definitely have seen some Asian people that don't have very good jaws, but they still look pretty attractive.
15. Another common feature of
Well,
Chads is a piercing eye area,
piercing eye
commonly
area.
referred to as hunter eyes. Normies have mediocre looking eyes. Sub5s have large protruding eyes, commonly known as prey eyes.
Prey
16. Normies are in the most subjective range of looks. For example,
Oh.
if women had to rate this man, there'd likely be opinions as low as 3 and as high as 7. Meanwhile, this man
This is
will
funny.
almost always get rated a 2 or 3. And
I don't know
this
how
Chad
correct
will
this
almost
is.
always get an 8, 9, or 10.
I feel like that's pretty spot on. Yeah, if you just give me a picture of like a pretty good looking person, I feel like most people are going to agree that they're good looking. And if a person is pretty ugly, I feel like most people are going to agree when it comes to that. But I'm not sure if you give people a picture of a normie and some people are going to say, oh, they are pretty attractive, and some people are going to say they're pretty not attractive. I'm not sure how correct that is.
17. When it comes to physical touch, women will feel uneased and awkward when playfully touched by normies. In contrast, for Chads, women will actually look for excuses to touch him.
No.
Then for sub5s, any physical contact will be seen as horrifying. Just take a look at this video.
Okay, we can see a footage now. Oh my god, the repulsion. That's brutal. I mean, but I guess it's pretty understandable because he was just done that by a random guy and the guy wasn't really attractive. But I feel like her reaction speed was a little too slow. Anyways.
18. Normies will often need to get into a relationship with a woman, in other words, give his commitment, in order to be physically involved with her. For Chads, this is not necessary, as they can be intimate with women with no formal relationship involved.
I guess it has more to do with the girls you are hanging out with. If a girl doesn't really have standards when it comes to this, you are going to be able to sleep with them without committing to them, right? So I feel like it has less to do with looks. But of course, if you are more attractive, you are going to be able to have more options to choose from. So even if this girl is not willing to be intimate with you without you committing to her, you can still find other options. Whereas a guy with less options is more likely going to have to settle.
It can be as easy as arranging FWB or asking a woman to come over from a dating app. Then, as for sub5s, neither of these will work for them as they can't obtain any form of relationship with women.
Okay, so I guess he's saying that you are not going to be able to get into a relationship with a girl, and you are also not going to be able to have friends with benefits. That's what he's trying to say, right? If you are a sub5.
19. The one and only exception to this is if money is involved. Sub5s may be able to get a relationship with a woman by paying her, either directly or indirectly. Normies may be able to get an equal relationship with a woman. As for
So he's saying that if you are ugly as a guy and you want to hang out with girls, you can only do that through money. Well, I don't really know how true that is.
Chads, they don't need money, and it could even be possible that the woman finances the relationship in order to make it work and keep him around. 20.
Okay. So he's saying that the more attractive you are, the less money matters. I guess that's somewhat true.
If the relationship comes to an end, A Chad will have a lasting effect on the woman after they break
Oh
up.
my god.
She will still remember him many months, if not years, after
That's
they fell
brutal, I feel
apart.
like.
As for normies, those relationships are soon forgotten.
No.
Then for sub-5s, they're not even counted as they can't get relationships
Oh
in the
my god.
first place. 21. If
It's kind of funny. But I feel like that's pretty reasonable. I feel like that makes sense because you are just more attractive. So people are going to care about you more, feel more strongly about you, right? But I feel like personality also pretty matters in this case because if you are able to create very fun experiences with your partner, I think your partner is still going to remember you, even if you guys break up. But yeah, it's kind of funny that he said Sub5s don't even have a chance to be remembered because they can't even enter a relationship. Alright, guys, I'm a little tired now. We have only gone through 20 points and we have 20 more to attend to, but I want to end the video right here. If you guys would like me to review the remaining 20, let me know in the comments. Give me some motivation, like my video. Create some healthy discussions. I would like all that. Yeah. I'm not super good at creating reaction videos still. It's not easy, harder than I thought. To be able to share insightful perspectives, you need to be a person with depth in order to be able to do that. You need to have a lot of ideas to share with people. Or you are going to watch a clip and then you don't really know what to say about the clip. Yeah, I'll keep getting better, I believe. But yeah, I think I'm still going to post this video. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys have a good day. Let's keep going together. Good luck, guys.